Hello and welcome to a new series focusing on Trial of the Seven Kingdoms. This is a Game of Thrones mod, and if you'd like to download it for yourself, there is a link in the description. This file size was absolutely insane, by the way. It was around 17 gigabytes for me, and yeah. I can imagine that it's going to be fantastic. I've already booted it up once just to check everything was working with my setup, and everything seems to be great. So I've taken a look at some of the faction benefits that you're going to be seeing from the various selections here, and personally I prefer the Westerlands. Generally just because it gives you 5% more renown, gives you more income while serving as a mercenary, and generally that's going to be your primary means of income, at least early on in the game. However, I'm actually not going to do that just because I'm actually going to be playing with the North, or at least I'm going to attempt to side with them as much as I possibly can. Without further ado, let's play as the North, and I'm going to go and randomize a little bit. I'm going to go for a slightly taller fellow this time, and I'm also going to change the way that we are displayed here, because usually I go for very dark hair. I don't know why, but usually I go for really dark hair, but this time I'm going to go for a bit more blonde, and I think that's going to be quite fun. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make his voice pitch a little bit lower, his weight, I don't really care about that too much, but his height is a bit too much for my liking, so I'm just going to make him a little bit shorter. I'm actually going to try a certain character build here. I don't know whether it's going to work, but hopefully we'll be able to find that out relatively soon. So let me see. I'm going to pick the top option here. Going to pick Brawn. Going to go for worked in the village smithy. Go for polearm and one-handed, I think. And then we're going to go for one-handed and two-handed. 1 attribute point to vigor, +1 to valor, and +20 to renown. Unlike the previous one that we just did, which was Calradia expanded at war. If you'd like to check that out, by the way, there is a link to the playlist in the description, and well, as is many of the other playlists that I have produced over the years, we are going to have life and death enabled for this particular playthrough. I'm thinking we're probably going to start at age 30. I don't really want to start at age 20 because we're going to have basically no focus points or attribute points at all, and I think that's going to be a little bit too harsh. At least I think so. I would love to be able to start at age 50, maybe 10 to 15 years before you have a very high chance of dying. So I'd very much like to try and prevent that. So I'm going to go for 30 here, and we are going to take our classic bear logo. We're going to go for a little bit of a swap here as well. The sigil color should be, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. And we're going to go for something like this because, and I don't know whether you've taken a look at my previous series of the Game of Thrones mods, but I'm going to be calling ourselves House Mormont. We will also be calling ourselves Elias, because that is our classic character. There we go. Now we're going to be playing on Bannerlord, with the exception of player received damage. I would much prefer to reduce that to 50%. I've explained why I do this. I don't want to die from some random javelin to the face. That is the only reason why I do that. Otherwise, everything is going to be staying on realistic. Going to also enable this. Not going to enable Iron Man mode because there may be some crashes that I cannot prevent, and we need to be a little bit careful with our save games. We have a whole bunch of attribute points. We have a lot of focus points to spend, and I am going to be increasing my two-handed. Bear in mind, I have done this before. I did this in the Berserker series as well. That was a little bit different because in this one, I'm going to attempt to wear as little armor as possible. I'll be able to do the same by recruiting specific units from the land of Essos, hopefully various other places, if we can succeed as a glass cannon. A lot of suggestions were made about the next series and its theme, and I actually wasn't planning on playing this Game of Thrones mod. Yeah, I know, kind of shocking, right? But here's the thing, I just can't stay away. I mean, it looks way too good for me not to dive in, and that's exactly why we're here. because we are diving in very literally right now. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to increase my endurance here as well, and we have one perk to spend with our two-handed here, and I'm thinking we're probably going to go for something strong grip. I personally think this is much better than woodchopper, even though woodchopper is fantastic if you're going to be using a two-handed axe, for example, because that already has a bonus against shields, and having additional 30% damage against shields, in my opinion, is basically invaluable if you're going to be using an axe. But I don't think I'm going to be using one. That obviously is not known at the moment, and in general I think that 10% better handling and 30 increased two-handed skill for your own troops, really good. So I'm basically going to be going for that. Okay, so I have one person in my party at the moment, and that is indeed me. Look at me. He's just chilling out, isn't he? He's just chilling out. Okay, so let's have a look. The realm is at the brink of war. Whose claim will you support? Or will you support your own? Loyalties will be tested. Oaths will be broken. Houses will rise and houses will fall in this era known as the Trial of the Seven Kingdoms. Will you join the fight? This is where you can create your own house if you want to. And personally, I want to create House Mormont, so I'm actually going to go ahead and do that. I don't know what the base start is like because I actually haven't done that. In my test run, I actually did create rather, shall we say, luxurious version of House Mormont, and you'll see exactly what I mean if we go into that. So let's choose our house culture first of all. So now this is amazing, by the way. The amount of customization available in this mod is just staggering. I could not believe it, to be honest. But I'd like to create my own house if at all possible. Are there actually any more mods available? I don't think so, right? So I'm probably just go for Northman right there. Our lands, well, I would like, if at all possible, to have somewhere close to Winterfell, maybe Barrowton itself. Anyway, house tier 1, house renown. Let's give ourselves a little bit of renown. Let's give ourselves 10 renown or something like that. Okay, 9. Kind of weird. Let's give ourselves 9 influence and 100 gold. Yeah, sure. 100 gold, 50 food. Okay, it sounds good. Okay, so we can basically give ourselves troops if we want to. I'm going to go for northern recruits because obviously that's what we are. I'm going to go for 30 northern recruits so that I don't have to run around to all the villages, and otherwise we can actually have children almost immediately. Look at that. You can literally marry Daenerys if you want to. Really? Cersei Lannister? Okay. Sure. Oh, hello there. There's another Mormont. Okay, yeah, that's probably not going to... I mean... Okay, because this is the only Mormont I've seen, I'm actually going to do that. 2 children, and they are going to be the age of 10. Okay, so it's going to take them a little bit of time to gain the appropriate experience, and I'm also going to increase their minimum skill level from 1 to 25. So they will have 25 minimum all the way up to 100. And in my opinion, I think that sounds in my opinion, that sounds pretty balanced. All right, fantastic. And now we have some people. We also have her here, which is actually kind of amusing because now technically what I could do is I could actually take her stuff. I did say that I was not going to wear anything too protective, so I'm basically just going to take her shoes and gloves. I am terribly sorry about this. And we're just going to give her my old gloves right there. Oh, this is a one-handed / two-handed sword as well. I think I might steal her sword. I'm sorry. Just look away. Look away if you are offended at the moment. You can probably look back now. I'm probably not going to steal anything more from her. I'm also not going to be using a spear, and I'm not going to be using a shield or anything like that. We are going basically naked into battle. I mean, if you excuse the expression, because obviously we are not naked, we are wearing clothes, but we are very lightly armored, and I wouldn't be surprised if I get shot by a Westerlands crossbowman. So let's take a look at our clan right now. So we are House Mormont. Spouse service, what does that mean? Oh, what? Get pregnancy, divorce, battle. Wow, they actually have a battle record available as well. That's actually amazing. I think that's really, really cool. And there's also a battle history too. Anyway, we don't have any fiefs right now, which is absolutely fine. We can have 2 workshops, and we have a maximum company size of 179, which I think is actually pretty decent. I don't think that's too bad. And now what we're going to do is just unequip my horse because I actually want to use athletic skill as much as I possibly can. So let me actually just move her out here. Oh, wait a minute. Is House Mormont an actual real thing, or is this me? This is me, I believe, isn't it? I think there's my place. There's my keep. I can't believe it. That's actually fantastic. Look at that. No, it is actually not. That is actually hilarious because I thought that they would not have the Mormonts in the mod because every other Game of Thrones mod I've played in the past, they have not had them included, which is actually amazing. Okay, I kind of want to join them. Well, they are a vassal of the North. Okay, well, I guess I'm the imposter. I am indeed the imposter of the Mormonts at this point. Yes, I am actually the imposter, so I guess I should slay myself. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go into the tournament because I might be able to get some really easy... Oh. Well, there's a crash. I know which mod caused it. I'll disable that real quick. Alright, so you know what? Because I've already shown you the ability to create your own house, and now that we have the knowledge that House Mormont is really in the game, I'm actually going to renounce my oaths and so on and so forth, and I'm going to try, if I can, to join House Mormont, because let's face it, my name is Elias Mormont. It might make sense, and this is going to be a pretty difficult situation for us to be in because, as you no doubt saw before, I was stealing a bunch of stuff from our new wife, which was obviously going to give me a much easier start than this is. But, you know, what fun is that, eh? What fun is that? Okay, so we're going to try and see what we can do here. I've already spent my focus points, as you saw before, and we are now going to head in versus these traveling outlaws. Ooh, yeah, I think it's okay that I'm on the mount still, right? I'm very much looking forward to seeing some of the battlefields in this mod and seeing some of the equipment as well that you're going to be able to see. I mean, look, they're actually wearing cloaks, which I very much appreciate. I really do. Okay, I'm going to tell my forces to charge in. I have a one-handed and a polearm. Okay, I'm going to try and use the polearm a little bit here. This is... yeah, I should really not be using this, to be honest. I have nothing in polearms, to be honest, but okay. Maybe it's going to be somewhat decent. I should probably get off my mount as well. I think my athletic skill is much better this way. Well, it seems as though that was a very easy victory for us and we didn't lose anyone, but we did get 1.9 renown, which I suppose is pretty decent, and also a little bit of morale is also pretty good, and this is actually really nice. We just gained a rusty noble Stark sword, which I definitely think is going to be super useful for us because that is a one-handed / two-handed weapon, and apparently the game has crashed again. Alright, so we went back into the fight with a slightly larger army right here. I just went for an auto-resolve because we've basically already seen the fight and its outcome, and hopefully that's going to result in us still getting the same loot. So let's see whether that is indeed the case. It seems like... wait a minute. Look at how many different... this is pretty crazy. Look at how many different things these guys can level up into. This is amazing. Okay, so let's take a look. Oh, look at that. You can literally go across as well. Look at how much stuff there is. The amount of work that must have gone into this mod is staggering, and you can level these guys up into anything you want. So what about Stark Soldiers? Shall we get some Stark Soldiers and eventually getting Stark Northern Wolves and House Guards? That might be kind of fun, but they don't have two-handed. I'm actually looking for two-handed weapon users at the moment. I think, here we go. These are two-handed weapon users, but they're very low level, which is somewhat unfortunate, and it's definitely not something I'm looking for. I'm looking for someone really strong. Maybe Manderley, Guardian of the Trident. I mean, literally, look at that guy. So what about Manderley Soldiers? Can we actually do that? Let me take a quick look. Okay, so let's have a look here. Yes, I can. I can level them up into Manderley Soldiers. Let's do it. Diplomacy was actually the issue, which is kind of weird, but I suppose that is because the relation gain, the relation gain that you get from defeating some bandits and the nearby villages and the various notables in the area, they're going to be very happy that you've destroyed some bandits in their territory, and then they're going to give you relation with them. That is what diplomacy does. Well, for one of the very small things that diplomacy does, and unfortunately it doesn't seem like I'm going to be able to use that mod in this particular series. I've hardly heard of you. Oh, Yeah, okay, Jorah, fine. I understand what you're saying. You're disappointing me, sir. Ooh, this is actually a really nice battlefield as well, because if you notice, there's a river right here. If my forces can get over here in time, we might be able to catch them while they're slowed. Don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately. Well, apparently they decided to run away super fast. Okay. Well, if that is what they want to do, then that is what they want to do. And I will be taking some prisoners. And then... no loot? Really? Oh, it is. It's actually a one-handed / two-handed, so that is perfect for me to use. Thank you very much for that. Oh yes, I should probably also show you the map, shouldn't I? Because this is a very big download. You may be using this video as a way to decide whether you want to download it, whether you want to dedicate the time to downloading it. And I don't blame you. It is a long download. So you're very familiar, no doubt, with the map. And this is where we currently are. So this is the land of the giants, of course, you know, the White Walkers. This is Castle Black. And then we also have the Dreadfort, Last Hearth, Carhold, Winterfell in its usual spot. White Harbor, fantastic. And we also have a number of other places. Dragonstone, absolutely love Dragonstone. It's a really fun place to fight. And King's Landing, of course, very famous place. I mean, no one's ever heard of that, of course. Yes, right. We also have Essos over here, and there's Volantis. I remember Volantis from the varieties of warband mods. And we also have Bravos here. Bravos is one of my favorites because they have very big two-handed weapon users over there, and I always find them very fun to play with. And bear in mind, this mod is not even finished as far as I'm aware. It's still in development, and there are still some things to do for them, but just look at the amazing amount of work that has been done so far, and no doubt this is going to be an enjoyable experience, and maybe indeed do a couple of tasks. I don't really want to do art of the trade though, if I can help it. Landowner needs manual laborers. That is definitely something I might be able to do, because if I can get, what is it, 9? I think I need 9, yes. 9 looters or something like that. If I can find 9 looters somewhere, then I'll be able to return to that fellow and then gain a pretty decent lump sum. Now this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. Bandit bases near Nevyansk. That is exactly what I want to do. Hopefully I'll be able to do it myself. Yes, I will. Okay, so now we can go over to the hideout. I very much hope I'll be able to achieve... Ooh, I may have walked into the hornet's nest here. That is very... okay, I won't be able to do anything here. That is basically... I would say that's probably impossible. Ironborn. Yes, Ironborn are very difficult to deal with. Oh, I would like to fight those traveling outlaws if at all possible. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to go somewhere else, unfortunately. I would love to be able to tackle that hideout, but I don't think I have enough. Do I have enough power to be able to do that? I mean, I don't think so, right? I don't think so. I only have 11 combat strength. That's really bad. Okay, well, unfortunately, I haven't found any others. I mean, this is the only band of enemies that I found so far. They are outnumbering us pretty harshly, so let's see if I can actually do something here. I'm not very good at fighting on horseback. Let's go for two-handed. Yes, there we go. That's looking nice. Alright, let me see if I can do something here. 70 damage, that was pretty good. That guy looks menacing. Should probably be a little bit careful. Ow. Okay, yes, this might be too difficult. This might be too difficult. Oh dear. Okay. Yeah, I have a bad feeling about this, to be honest. I have a very bad feeling. Oh, I really wanted to hit that guy. I really badly did. Well, maybe at least he's used his thrown weapons so far. Okay, let's tell my forces to charge in. Maybe I can split the enemy. Oh, nice. That was some good hits right there. Okay, we're splitting the enemy. We're killing them. Oh, that's good. That's good. They're running. They're running due to morale damage. Now I can do some massive damage, hopefully. Okay, I'm not sure whether these are these different animations? I think these might be different animations, because I'm very much not used to fighting on horseback with this, potentially. That might also be the reason. Well, unfortunately, it seems like quite a few people were managing to escape right there, but we have achieved a victory, and that is basically all I could ask. Pretty much. That is literally all I could ask for. And we have now gained massive amounts of experience for our own forces right here too. And we also gain 2 prisoners, which is actually kind of pointless, to be honest. I really don't care about the prisoners. Oh, I care about this though. Thank you very much. No wonder these guys are super hard to kill. They're wearing amazing armor, as you can see right here. The swing speed's really quite nice because I very much would like to capture them. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do that. We still only have 5 prisoners. I would need another 4 to be able to complete that task, so maybe I'm going to be able to do that. Now, we've also leveled up our riding skill right here, so increased charge damage or increased maneuvering. I'm going to go for more maneuvering. We also have 2-handed increases as well. I'm going to increase my swing speed with 2-handed swords. Generally, that's always the thing that I'll take. We also have an additional focus point and attribute point. We're going to be spending it in athletics and endurance. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with the population of easier to kill bandits. I think that might need to be increased a little bit. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just my own personal experience so far. There you go. There's another 432 gold. I should probably sell my horse as well, but I kind of need to use it for speed, I think, at the moment. That's probably going to be something I'll need to do, at least at this time. We might be able to take on a couple of those IRONBORN parties now, although that is going to be a bit close, I think. Eddard Stark's running around with over 3,000, yes, 3,000 units in his army. That is pretty crazy in itself. And here we go. Night's Watch Hood, very nice indeed. And there's the rusty longsword. Don't really care about that, but I will be taking it to sell. So let's speak to him and see what he's actually going to give us. He's going to give us a lot of cash, but we could definitely get more if we decided to give him more prisoners. But I basically just want to get this out of my quest log at the moment. Nice amount of gold, 450, 13 skill points. I'm pretty happy with this. And we also gain some relation with him too. So whenever we return to this village, it's going to be super nice. You know, we're going to get a nice welcome, a hot beverage, and he's going to be really friendly to us and maybe give us the opportunity to gain some more units than we otherwise would have been able to. Because my forces are actually leveling up quite nicely. I have a couple of tier 4s. Maybe I can tag along with this guy. Yes, I can tag along with this guy. We can just do a nice little auto-resolve right here. We might lose a couple of people. We didn't lose anyone, actually. I did get a little bit of gold, and we've also increased our relation with this fellow. We also increased my charm skill. I don't really care about charm skill at the moment, although it is quite nice to increase our general level, basically. So the faster we can level up, the faster we can gain our skills, focus points, attributes, and so on. And look at that, we got another one. Fantastic. This is me versus them. This is going to be a touch and go situation. Let's be a little bit cautious. Oh, they have thrown weapons. Okay, yeah. Whoa, okay. What is this? Okay, thrown axes. Okay, thrown axes. That's actually not bad. I don't particularly care. Okay, I do. Do I care? Do I care about these thrown axes? Not really. They seem to be doing very little damage at the moment. My forces are basically just waiting. I'm actually going to see if I can do some damage to the guy in the back. He didn't seem to have his weapon out yet, but he quickly got it out when he saw me approaching, which was not very good. Ow. Okay, my forces seem to be doing a very good job. We're chasing them off already, which is really nice. I don't like fighting on horseback, to be honest, but this is kind of, at the moment, the only way I can kind of catch up to enemies. And yeah, this was a very easy victory for us, as you can no doubt tell. Well, we were able to chase 2 of them down. There is a 3rd one running up the hill there, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get to him in time. So let's just go super fast mode right there. And that will be a victory for us. That is 9.8 renown. That's actually pretty significant if you think about it. That is pretty good, considering we basically lost no units. We gained a huge amount of experience in the process as well. And we also have some Stark recruits that we can now start leveling up too. I'm thinking I might go for archers with them, because you can see here, Stark Elite Bowmen, they actually have 200 points in bows. Can we fight these guys? I think we can. The reason we're able to achieve victory against these guys, right? Well, the reason why we're able to do that is because I'm actually distracting the enemy while on my horse. So I'm actually thinking that maybe it would be a good idea Sumpter horse is not equipable? Why not? Okay. Apparently it's not equipable. Do I have 0 in riding skill? No, I have 33 in riding skill. These bowmen need to go back here. Let's tell these guys to charge in. Let's cover the bowmen a little bit. Oh, it seems like we're able to send them running very, very quickly indeed. And it seems like most of the enemies have pretty significant armor on as well, and they are very difficult for me to eliminate, at least for me specifically, because I basically don't have any two-handed skill to speak of, so that's probably the reason for that, right? At least I think so. And okay, so now I have to make a choice between the Manderley guards. Okay, let's have a look. Oh yes, we want trident guards, don't we? Yes, we want trident guards. Actually, do these guys use two-handed? No, they don't. Okay, so we'll go for trident guards right there. There we are. It's pretty rare to see a choice at that particular time, isn't it? Oh, nice armor, 5.2. You know, I'm actually going to use this. It's not super heavy, and it makes us look really cool. So that's basically the only reason why I'm wearing it. Also, the sword I'm currently using is basically terrible. I just realized that. Look at the cutting damage on that thing. It is awful. Absolute garbage. So yeah, it's nice that we've got something a little better. Now let's head over here and see if we can maybe... Is this a castle? Oh, this is a castle. Oh no, this is really bad. Okay, I'm going to need to go back to Barrowton then really fast. Otherwise we're going to lose way too much morale. Should I sell my prisoners? No, I don't think that's worth it. Maybe we're going to come across one of those tasks that allows us to sell them, you know, manual laborers and so on and so forth. Maybe that's going to be something kind of useful for us. We're getting 2,200 from the loot, and I'm pretty happy with that, I gotta say. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So I think with that, I'm actually going to be ending this episode off here. If you'd like to see more from Trials of the Seven Kingdoms, then by all means, let me know. I'm having a whale of a time so far, and I think that our start, while it has been a little bit rocky with a couple of crashes here and there, and with some potential close calls, we've not done too badly, and I have another 21 days until this quest is removed from my log. Am I going to be able to achieve victory there? Well, we'll have to wait and see, I suppose. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.